So Trey,
Mm-hmm.
today's question is: would you ever elope?
Before we get into that, what does elope mean?
So to my knowledge, eloping is when you get married, but you do it in secret. So instead of throwing a wedding and having all that,
There's
just
no
you
like
and
reception. There's no party,
just you and your girl, maybe,
and like the pastor.
exactly, and maybe like one other witness or whatever.
Okay.
You go somewhere, wherever you want to be, it's just y'all. He officiates, y'all are now married.
Isn't that actually? Don't they do that at L.A.? Was it L.A.?
And Vegas.
Vegas? Yeah, they do that a lot in
You get
Vegas.
married.
And you can also
You
just
get
go down
married by
to
Elvis type shit.
yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And you can also go down to the city hall.
Courthouse or something.
Yeah, the courthouse, and just literally just do it there, like in front of
Type
the,
shit. Just pull up.
like, the office type stuff. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to get married at all. I made that quite known throughout my. Well, I made that decision at 21, so I made that known for the past like 3 years now. I guess at this point, I don't want to get married, and I think of eloping as a part of that.
I mean, you're still getting married.
Yeah, exactly. So
Well, I have a question. Let's say in a hypothetical world you were willing to get married. Would you elope?
I would do it if I didn't have friends or family.
Okay.
If I was a loner, so like I ain't have no moms, no pops.
Like
I'm an
you
only child, so
just
no brothers
solo.
and sisters. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I don't have like no contact. Well, I mean, who am I really bringing at that point? Like
Yeah.
the life I live now, I have family members, I have friends. Like I have people who I would want to invite to said wedding. So of course I can't just go get eloped and
And then come back and be like, yo, by the way, guys.
I'm married now,
Type shit.
and everyone's gonna be shocked. My mom be upset, and it'd be a whole thing, you know. If I didn't have that though, and I was just by myself, I just happened to find a girl that I really like, and she's also by herself, and she's just like, hey, listen, like I'm not trying to throw like a party or nothing. I just kind of want to get married to you and just go on to like the next day. I guess I have no problem with that. But then you'd have to change who I am at that point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's just for the question. That makes sense.
How about you?
I wouldn't.
No.
Get eloped. The reason would be for family. And crazy enough, like I'm actually a pretty like secretive person.
Yeah, you are.
I don't really like telling everybody my business. But the only reason why I actually would, because I don't necessarily think getting eloped is bad. And like I'm with you, if I had no family or nobody, it was just me, I'd get eloped. I'd be like, all right. But I know my mom would be tight, my dad would be tight, my sisters would be tight. Like, I know my families would be
like
sick.
do you think it'd be the type of mad where it's like you can't just do it and ask for forgiveness after the fact, you know? So like just do the action and just ask for forgiveness after.
I mean, I could, but I think
You think they'd be that mad at you where they wouldn't?
probably.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
They wouldn't disown you though.
Nah, I don't think they'd disown.
So they'd get over it.
I think
eventually.
eventually, yeah, but like, who's to say that? Like, who's to say it might not take them a couple months to get over it? So now what? I gotta just because of this one decision, I gotta deal with now not talking to my family for.
So is that the only reason you wouldn't also do it? Because well, first off, I don't know if you're in the same boat as I am, wanting to get married or not.
I used to be much more adamant about not getting married, like at all. So I used to kind of.
Oh, so you used to be against it.
Now I'm like, I ain't fully with it, but I ain't fully against it. I'm maybe a little bit like 50-50 in a way. I think.
Would you encourage others to do so?
Encourage others to what, get married?
Yeah. Like if you had to choose. Like I understand you're 50-50, you know, you can go both ways. But if you had to choose one, like what would you advise someone?
I wouldn't necessarily encourage them to get married, but also I wouldn't encourage them not to get married either. To be honest, I'd be like, I honestly would just play the flick because I don't even know what I would do.
You're a great help.
Yeah, I know, right? Type shit, nigga. This sounds like a fucking
Like,
interview type question.
What should I do? I don't know. Maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't.
Fact.
How does that help me?
Nigga, figure it out, bro. It'll be all right. I would, it's hard for me to kind of, I feel like, advise because I truly don't know what I would do, you know?
Fair.
And I truly do think, too, it depends on the girl and depends on kind of how you want to. I do think divorce is rough, especially as a man, because you already know we kind of get
you get run through the ringer.
There we go. So because of that, I know marriage is rough for a man and for a man to go through. But at the same time, some people get, especially I know some people get married for religious reasons.
True. Yeah.
So like,
you can
if
definitely do that.
you're doing it in the terms and in the eyes of God, I'm not gonna be like, yo, bro, don't do it. I mean,
Would you do something
you're
like
doing
that?
it for the.
Does that
If
make
I
it
was,
more appetizing to you?
if I was to get married, it would be.
It'd be through religion,
Yeah, it would,
not through the state.
nah.
You don't want this tax benefits? No.
I'm fine. I haven't.
No. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, nigga, I don't think the tax benefits are even that much.
I can't say because I'm not married, but
I can't say either,
I
but
heard that they're pretty good,
But
especially if you have kids.
you know that's fair. But no, marriage and kids is still different. Because you could not be married but have dependents and have kids.
Yeah. I know, but it's better if I think you get more tax breaks if you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't get married. I wouldn't get married through the state just because of the tax breaks. I don't think the tax breaks entice me enough currently.
Well,
right now.
it wouldn't be just because, but that's just like another
Well, then what other
asset.
I'll say this. What else would be a benefit of getting married through the state? Instead of not like, okay, doing it both religiously and through the state, what do I get other than the tax exemption?
I don't know enough to answer that question, to be honest with you.
So as of right now,
I'd have to do more research into come. Possibly the only thing you get off is taxes.
True.
There's
True.
possibility.
And obviously there could be more options.
Yeah.
But as of right now,
What if they give you like
off
$1 million
of that
cash
one-
each time?
Each time what? I got married?
Or just like
That's wild, bro. Just get married, divorce, married, divorce, married, divorce.
So for your first marriage, essentially, like your first ever marriage, they give you $1 million.
No.
That doesn't make it appetizing to you at that point. Really?
Nah.
Are you serious? See, I feel like with you, who loves money so much, bro, you take that deal.
I love money so much, but there's still certain things I won't do for money.
So you wouldn't get married to your girl that you love and care about for $1 million if offered to you?
No, because I want to get married because I want to. Because I feel like,
But you want to anyway. You just happen to get the money in the process. You're doing something you want to do.
I said I would do it religiously, which is different in the eyes of the Lord, compared to just doing it. Now I'm doing it for money reasons. And now also I know that with marrying someone through the state, I can be affected so much more. Speaking of someone who likes money, I would rather keep on to the millions I do got than now do it for an extra $1 million, and now I got to split everything I got because I decided to get married to the state over $1 million.
All right, so right now, I got a fictitious $1 million I'm gonna give to you, and essentially all I need you to do is get married, not to the state. You could do the whole church marriage thing, whatever. Would you do that?
The church marriage thing. I think I
Just
would.
on the condition that you take the $1 million, though.
Yeah, I think I'd probably do it that way a little bit.
So you're more likely to do it the church way than the.
Yeah.
So if I switched the scenario and I took the church away and then brought back the state, this is gonna be a state marriage now. You're gonna say no.
I'll say this. Maybe I'm not 100% going to say no, but I'm definitely more inclined to say no.
See, I'm surprised. See, I
Because I'm
personality type you have and always have had
yeah,
is
true,
that
but I
of
think
a
but to
money
certain-
go-getter.
Yeah,
so
but to a certain extent, everyone still got standards. Even though I like money so much,
I do agree with
everyone
that.
still has certain
I
things.
do definitely agree with that, and you've displayed examples of that in the past, so I could understand where you're coming from. But I guess I was thinking more along the lines, or just thinking in general, that this is just such a low jump, because I figured the woman that you are even choosing to marry in the first place would be a woman you'd want to marry. So by me just saying, hey, $1 million to marry this woman, well, you was already going to marry her before the $1 million. What difference would it make? Why wouldn't you just take the extra money?
I guess because kind of how I understand exactly where you're coming from. And I guess, yeah, in the perfect idealistic world, sure. But I guess I still, in the back of my mind, I still think, and then you can even use this in terms of money, is like, I'll get married and I'll get these $1 million, but I guess who's to say that now all of a sudden we won't get divorced and now I got to split it, or now I got to split half of my assets that I now have.
Because $1 million might be a marital asset.
Because I still also now think of like, I think a lot in terms of like the bigger picture. So like, yes, you're giving me $1 million, but like, what are the risks and the consequences of me now getting married through the state? You know what I'm saying?
Your kids.
My point.
You can lose your money.
I can lose my
lose
kids.
your house.
Exactly.
You can lose your assets.
assets, land. Well, assets is really just everything.
Respect,
So I'm gonna do.
reputation,
So I'm gonna get married to you.
dignity.
I'm gonna get married to you for $1 million, but I have a chance of losing all of that. Or I can not get $1 million and still me and you be together and everything is still fine. You still love me and all that other stuff. And if we do break up right now, you go with your own shit and I go with my own shit. And I don't think $1 million is gonna be worth the type of pain a divorce would bring, if that was to happen.
Yeah, but who's to say you're gonna get divorced?
Yeah, you're right, but there's a 50-50 chance. Because, yeah, you're right. Who's to say that we are going to get divorced? But who's to say we won't? Everyone gets married thinking they never get divorced, and look at the world we live in. Everyone dates their partner thinking that they never going to break up. Look at the world we live in. It's life. It's unfortunate. But I think it's just the reality of it. So I kind of got to think the good and the bad. I get $1 million, but what's the bad of this? There's a consequence.
You know, I think in the, I'm not sure which country it is. It might be a country in Europe. But essentially, their families were charging, or their government was paying young couples.
Oh, to get married or something like that? Yeah,
one to get married and two to have kids. So they pay them to get married. I think it's like $1,500.
See, I could do the kids.
And then they also pay you to have children too.
I could do the kids part.
So like each kid is like $500 or something like that.
Damn, see, I could do the kids.
Yeah.
I'll do the kids part. We don't got to get married, but shawty, we could pop out like 20 of these niggas.
Nah, I think they kind of want you to be together with them.
Type shit.
They want it to be in the home.
I can still be in the home and not be married.
Yeah, I guess so.
A lot of people, especially now, a lot of people live together, have kids, not married.
A lot of people?
Trey, yeah.
A lot of people?
I
don't know if I want to say a lot of people, man.
I think so. I think it's either that or single moms.
I think there's more of that than
But I guess what I'm saying is
who aren't together, staying together.
I guess what I'm saying. I guess my point would just be there's a lot of people out there who aren't married, who have multiple kids.
Yeah, but they're not with the.
But there are still a decent amount of people who live together, who have their girl who aren't.
Listen, I can't disagree because that might actually be the case. You know, I guess the wordage of a lot of people.
I honestly think it's more people than you think are living with their shorty.
I don't think if I had to give a percentage wise, I don't think it's higher than 10%.
I think it's higher than 10.
What was you thinking?
I don't know, at least like 20, 30.
20, 30? Bro, you're what? No way, bro. No way.
I think so.
That's way too high.
I don't think that's
because I think one majority of niggas aren't even getting sex in the first place. There's that. So we gotta take, of course, account that portion of it. Then there's just a majority of niggas who just are married, who aren't like in the type of a situation to we're in. And then of course you just have a whole bunch of single moms. So yes, of course, there are those people out there who are together, like boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that, and they have a child and they live together. They just don't happen to be married. They don't happen to have a. Of course, I definitely don't think 20, 30%. Like I maximum 10.
Nah, I think
possibly if you're generous 7.
I think minimum is 20.
Of course we can't prove this, but nah,
facts. Unfortunately, we don't got no fucking pie insurance type shit.
All right, fair enough.